Next item. All banks in America were caught out on Tuesday, big time. Because we blocked access to the Fed and the Treasury altogether, the banks were caught this week given backdoor access to their banks, to the Fed and also the Treasury. Now, recent intel about the Treasury and the three suspects and their interfering with the transfer of funds were dealt with. I'll tell you that. Those three were dealt with, except Mnuchin's still there. Heaven knows why. So the Feds and the Treasury tried to get around that with demanding banks install backdoors in their systems so they could monitor and block funding. Now, actions were taken and all banks had all of their logins into the banking system cancelled as of Tuesday. So they had no access to their systems, so the transfers on hand that day to the Pentagon could be pushed through. The Pentagon confirmed receipt of the funds, which suggests the funds for the public side may not be too far away, but you never know. See, some people are under the illusion you just press a few buttons and do this and do that and it just goes through. No, we've done a lot of things of removing backdoors and removing clearance accounts and all kinds of other skullduggery. 300,000 different access points into banks globally that were removed, servers removed. But that's not to say that they don't stop. You know, they have an army of hackers and people to do this all day. You know, Kim's Kim, and she gets help from me and members of the team. But, you know, the difference in resources is vast. And yet still they can't stop us in certain ways. And eventually we will stop them altogether. They know it. So the Pentagon confirmed receipt of the funds. The Feds then responded by announcing they would be releasing a further quantitative easing program. This because there's not enough money floating around. This is what I've been saying over the last 2 years, is once you cut out the super notes and block them from leveraging all kinds of funds that were already leveraged, there's nothing left. It's just one pot and they're just swilling it around. And so the Feds decided they would release a quantitative easing program, which would be QE5. Now, what happens with this? This floods the markets with fake dollars, and they are fake, as only Kim now can produce real dollars with the true allocation numbers. The Fed was blocked from it last year, from producing new dollars, and they also had their license taken away for those who are new to the show. Now, as the QE, quantitative easing, cannot be balanced by assets, this leads to inflation, which is a secret tax and devalues your purchasing power. That's why Trump fired back on him yesterday at the Fed. He called their bluff.